Hello, my name's Simon Crafar. We're at Jerez Circuit in the Tech 3 garage, as you can see, with the machines of Danilo Petrucci. And this week's Tech Talk is about fairings and the rules that control them and your upgrades. So pre-COVID, so in normal times, you were allowed to rock up to the first race and get your new fairing for that year homologated. And then you had one upgrade during the year. Then COVID came along and they fixed no upgrades, fixed it for the year last year. Now we're still in COVID times. You're allowed last year's fairing, so 2020 fairing, and you're allowed one upgrade during the year. And that's what I wanted to explain to you. What can you upgrade? So there is 4 areas that the fairing is broken down into. Basically, it's aerodynamic things. And one area is from the top of the screen here, all the way down and to the bottom of the bike, the belly pan. So this whole area, including the wings, is one area. Then towards the back of the bike, there's another square box that's measured. It goes from axle out to the back wheel, down to the floor, 50 millimeters off the floor, forward, in line with the swing arm pivot, then straight up. So inside this box, and in general that includes the spoon, that tyre cooler spoon, rear brake, Aero, whatever you want to call it. And it includes, don't go too close, man. It includes the wheel covers that Ducati run. So those 2 things come in within that box. So and then if you come forward, 3 would be front mudguard. There's another one, okay? And then others, which till now has only really included the covers that bolt on to the front forks, carbon fiber covers, that help, like Ducati have been using them in the hot countries to help funnel the air smoothly to the radiator without causing turbulence, helping cooling. Yamaha, we've seen tested them, waiting to see at the hot countries if they bring them out. So now you understand the 4 areas. Let's break it down to what you're allowed to do. For example, you're allowed 1 upgrade per year per area. And for example, say you upgrade something in that area and the rear wheel, that square box, that includes the rear wheel cover and the spoon, you've only got 1 upgrade. So if you're going to change both things, you have to do them both at the same time. If you do one, then you're only allowed that 1 upgrade, and you're allowed to swap back and forwards, old and new. Same with all the areas. Say, for example, like Ducati run the new Aero thing on the belly pan. That's their upgrade in that area. They're allowed to run the old one and the new one. And the upgrades are per rider, not per team or per manufacturer. So let's speak about the front fairing area. The upgrades in there, they also have some restrictions, as in 30 centimeters, 300 millimeters width is maximum for the screen. Then you come down fairing wise, which includes wings, is a max of 600 in here. So you're not allowed to go outside there. I'm sure you're wondering about front wheel covers and tank and seat, because I was. Front wheel covers are not restricted because, reading between the lines, I think they want to keep safety in there. So teams are always developing brake cooling things. If it rains, they need more heat in there. If it's a hard track like Austria, they need more cooling. So they've let them go free on front wheel covers to help the brake temperature. But also, they have restricted width-wise because they don't want wings bolted on the front there. You can imagine, Gigi will be thinking of something there. Let's go to the tank and the seat. So they don't have any restrictions tank-wise because you can imagine riders change the ergonomics, is the word that Lorenzo Days we came out with. So to help the rider, they're free to work on there to make them comfy. Same with seat. The only thing that I know about seat-wise is from the rear tyre straight up, then 500 millimeters forward, the maximum width is 450. And then it has to taper back to a maximum of 200 at the rear tyre. So basically not outside the tyre width, you know. Then I should explain, there's a couple of other things I've found, is in the fairing area, which includes belly pan, they don't restrict, well, you have less restrictions in area because they want the teams to be able to change exhausts and change exhaust route, and maybe it doesn't fit in the fairing anymore. So each rider gets an area of 30 square centimeters that per year that they can modify, a maximum width-wise, like so outside the profile of the original fairing, a maximum of 30 millimeters. So it's probably something like this, and a maximum area of 30 square centimeters. But they don't have to use it all at once. You can use half one side and then half another one, you know, when you get another exhaust. You're not restricted cutting holes in the fairing, as long as the silhouette changes the same, because that could be for cooling, like a rider's foot. I've seen that before. The foot pegs get so hot, so much engine, they cut a hole in there to let the rider's foot cool. And you're not restricted on inside the silhouette. For example, I asked about, what about the air intake? And yes, the air intake at the front of the fairing silhouette has to stay the same, but inside there you can change it as it goes into the airbox, and that's not restricted. That's it. Look, I've had a great time digging up this information. I've had fun putting it across to you. More importantly, I hope you enjoyed it. See you at the next race, Le Mans, for the next Tech Talk.